Hello everyone, and today I'm with the chapter Footprints Without Feet from our textbook of class 10th English. The story Footprints Without Feet is written by H.G. Wells. What does the story say? It's about a scientist who finds a rare drug, consumes it to become invisible. If he makes this rare drug, is it beneficial he has made it for the betterment of the society or for his own self? Why does he make that drug? And why does he get invisible? Why does he become transparent? That's $1 million question in this. The answer to that is because he has committed an n number of crimes, and to run away from those crimes, not to get discovered, not to get caught, he consumes this drug. He is called Mr. Griffin's Children, an eccentric scientist. Eccentric means strange. There are 3 characters in this children. First is Mr. Griffin, the eccentric scientist who finds a rare drug and consumes it to become invisible. Second is Mrs. Halls. She's the landlady of an inn in Iping where he goes later on. And the third character is Mr. Jeffers, the head constable. Why is this title given The Footprints Without Feet? It was that one day in London, 2 boys, while they were strolling, they found muddy imprints on the floor leading to a house. But they were amazed, they were astonished. They could not find anybody there, children, just the imprints, and finally they disappeared. Whose imprints were they? Whose barefoot were they? These imprints, the footmarks, were of Griffin, the scientist. He was eloping like that, children, running away like that, without being discovered. And whenever he would wear clothes, he would get discovered. So he wanted to run away from these boys. He did not want to be got caught. He entered a shop, a departmental store, where he could keep himself warm, since it was very cold there, children. So he slipped into that departmental house. It was about to get closed. So he had a night there, consumed meat and had wonderful dresses, covered himself and kept himself warm. Since he had run away a lot of times and now he had entered this shop, he wanted to keep himself secure, had good food and warmed himself, wrapped himself with warm clothes and fell asleep. He did not wake up in the morning on the right time, not to be discovered by the store people. But when they opened the shop, they found him there. They chased him. Obviously, they had to chase him. But he ran away, children, taking out his clothes and throwing them around. Because as soon as he was naked, he could not be caught. His body was as transparent as glass. And he had to find some place to get in somewhere else, to get himself, covered. So he went into a theatrical company. This theatrical company would keep things for plays, like whiskers, bandages, false nose, spectacles. He wore that off. He wore all that stuff off and ran away from there also, so that he could not be caught. Initially, when the story started, when he eloped from there, when the boys saw him, he had set the house of his landlord on fire, children. He was a very criminal bent of mind person. Why did he set his house on fire? It was because he wanted to throw him out from the house. And suddenly, when he was out of the theatrical company also, he ran away to the remote corner of London into an inn called the village Iping. There was an inn which was owned by Mrs. Halls, and he booked 2 rooms there, children, and told her that these bandages and all are there because I met with an accident and I don't want to get disturbed. See his mysterious mind? See the scientist in him? See that he had invented their rare drug for the destructive purposes, to use it in a wrong manner? So she trusted him. Mrs. Halls wanted to get close to him, wanted to be more social to him, but he did not allow her to do so. and he kept on paying the money of the inn, but suddenly he ran out of money. When he ran out of money, he robbed the clergyman's chest and he took money from there. One day, what happened, Mrs. Halls and her husband, they sneak peeked into the room and saw bandages and everything lying around on the bed in the area. Once they entered in, the furniture started flinging at them, bouncing them, banging them. So they got worried, they got scared. And they thought probably the house has become a haunted house. Some spirits have come into the furniture. And then when the clergyman's robbery was also reported, the matter was reported to the police, Mr. Jeffers. And Mrs. Halls and her partner suspected Griffin of the robbery. Why? Because initially he started paying them. Once the money finished, he again paid them. So they thought that it is probably him. And when they reported the matter to the police, Mr. Jeffers, the constable, came in to arrest him, Mr. Griffin. But he could not be arrested, children. The real drug which he had made, he had consumed that. And his body, as he repeated, when he would throw away his clothes, his body would get transparent as a glass. And when Jeffers tried to catch him, he knocked him down, he threw away all his dresses and ran away. He knocked him down so hard, children, that Mr. Jeffers fell down unconscious. That is the story of footprints without feet. What is the takeaway now? Every lesson has a takeaway. Takeaway is that if you make something as a scientist, if you had made this rare drug, it should not have been used for destructive purposes. It should have been used constructively. So please don't make such things. Please don't use such things which are destructive for anyone. He disturbed the Mrs. Halls. He troubled his landlord, set his house on fire. That means he was an eccentric scientist, but simultaneously a lawless person. That's why we call Griffin an eccentric as well as a lawless person. Thank you very much. God bless you all. That was for the video today.